Greetings, I am Erin Patton, metaphysical master in a millennial age, and it is my life's purpose to guide you and organizations along an enlightened path. So I invite you to sit comfortably and tune in as I welcome you to the Meta Business Millennial, where we get the real conversations you won't get in the boardroom so that we understand this is exactly the path we need to be on in order to grow, evolve, and thrive. Greetings, I am Erin Patton, also known as Master L, and welcome to today's episode of the Meta Business Millennial podcast. I am just so honored to be here with you all today because it is a beautiful opportunity to not only explore our inner world, but also explore how it will impact our inner world, impacts our outer world. And I know so much of this spiritual journey is about seeing your dreams manifested. And so for today's episode, we're really going to discover and explore what do we do when we run out of dreams to chase. And if you haven't already, I invite you to follow me at I am Erin Patton, subscribe to my channel, and certainly if you feel called with this message, share it with a friend, leave me a comment, send me a DM, all the things, okay? Because I really am just so inspired by my own journey and how I've achieved, gone after, dream after dream since I was a little girl. And then now, it's like, now that I hit the finish line, what's after the finish line? Once you make money and you have the security and you still don't have the happiness, what do you do? And so this is really, I believe, a question that a lot of people have, even young people, even the Gen Zers are really getting to a space where it's like, I finished school, okay, whatever, I graduated college, I get a job, but like, now what? Like, where do I find my inner peace? Where do I find my joy, my happiness? And so this episode is really dedicated to those who are on that path and who really want to authentically live in that truth and align to that higher purpose so that this life that we're living actually has value. This life that we're living actually brings us joy. And we're not engaging in activities, we're not engaging with people, we're not engaging in circumstances that don't bring us that joy, because that's not in alignment with where we are and where we're trying to go. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into it, because I feel like the first part of really understanding and getting to that past that finish line is around exploring the energy. And I always want to start with the energy piece first and understanding what's actually happening around us and why so many of us feel this way, especially compared to like our parents' generation or like generations prior. Like, we are certainly feeling a push internally, a soul level push, if you will, that a lot of people before us just honestly didn't feel. And so let me just explain why on a sort of like a universal level. We're moving from the age of Pisces, which was the age of just like, following and doing and blindly trusting and having faith, to the age of Aquarius, which is the age of knowing, the age of truth, the age of self-actualization. And so this is happening around the planet. And, in many ways, people call it global warming. And in my view, global warming, of course, there are climatic references and instances of just places around the planet that are really heating up and changing. But that's because the whole nature and energy of our planet, including us as human beings, we're changing, we're growing, we're rising, essentially. And so we're all feeling that push, especially since COVID, especially since 2020. A lot of us have been feeling that internal pull towards something greater. And it's not just, I want to just reiterate that it's not just something that, you think you're feeling, you're actually feeling this change, you're actually feeling this shift. And so, when we're moving from this Piscean age, this age of Aquarius, of knowing, we are no longer having to rely on the big organizational structures. We're no longer having to rely on big institutions to tell us how to live and be. Like, this is essentially the Vatican, this is essentially the Catholic Church, this is essentially the big governments. We're now moving into an age of sovereignty, of self-governance, of self-actualization, of self-love, of direct connection to God. We don't have to go through a priest or a political leader to have our safety, our security, our connection to God. All of that comes to and through us, the individual. And so that essentially is the difference between the Piscean age and the age of Aquarius, is the sovereignty and the growth and the freedom that we have as individuals in this land, in this world, in this planet. Okay. And so in addition to that, there are certainly references out here in this world that speak to the age of Aquarius, this new age of psychic awareness and intuition. We see it in articles. We see it also, the spiritual awakening and transforming scientists and academics. And hey, I'm one of those. I wasn't properly trained as a scientist, but certainly an academic, having gotten multiple degrees, two undergraduate degrees, 2 master's degrees, really leaning into the academics of how to live and be in this world, and seeing that, wow, there's so many more levers in this world besides the intellectual ones that influence how we are and how we live, including astrology, including numerology, including, name it, palmistry, flowermancy, geomancy. There's so many spiritual aspects of this world that have been ignored in the academic space, in the scientific space. And it's now time for us to bring all of these other elements of spirit into all that we do. And, I think I already mentioned this, but Gen Z is leading a spiritual awakening. So it's like, duh, like, our young people are really calling forth this new opportunity to be and to live. Okay. And I just think it's so beautiful that, we have this opportunity for young people to live and be in this world. Okay. So, I don't know how that all resonates with you all, but I certainly am inspired by that. I certainly am empowered by that, knowing that we have this beautiful opportunity as human beings, as young people, to do something different, to go beyond the finish line, to move past our, in my view, small dreams. I see so often on Instagram, there's memes around, like, for example, there's like a 1 rose and it's like my plan, and then like 1,000,000 roses, God's plan, or like a 1-bedroom house, my plan, and then like a massive mansion, God's plan. So there's always, I believe, this space in between what we think we deserve, what we think we can have, what we can dream, what we can imagine, and actually what God has planned for us, what God can imagine for us, what our spirit team is working, behind the scenes for us. So we really want to trust and have that, what I call unconditional trust in your path. Okay. And this is something that I feel really deeply too in my life. I've just made a radical shift in my life, in my work, my home. I moved all the way from Houston to Austin. I moved my family. I bought a home, a beautiful home. And I have to have radical, unconditional trust in what God has in store for me in here in Austin. Like, I've been here not even 2 months, and already I've had speaking engagements. Already I've had virtual events. Already I've been booked for a conference to do a workshop. And so these are opportunities that literally were flowing to me, were able to flow to me by just shifting and changing my environment. Very simply, I took a risk. I talked to God about it. I talked to my spirit team. I talked to my mentors, and it felt right for me to make this shift in my life. And now that I've made this shift, coming into this new space, operating at a higher frequency, cutting out all the partying, the alcohol, the weed, all the bad stuff, the toxic shit, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm able to really align to my highest purpose. This is what I've been calling forth for years. I've been calling this forth. I have been calling forth the opportunity to serve at the highest level, to serve humanity, to live in my purpose, to live in my truth. And to not only do that, but to be able to sustain myself and my family by doing it at the highest level. This is why I went to Harvard. This is why I got 2 masters. I have always been trying to achieve at the highest level. And I know this is resonates with so many of you. This is why we work so hard. We feel like, okay, we're going to make the money, but then what's past the money? What's beyond the finish line? What's beyond the degrees? What's beyond the job? And it's aligning to that higher purpose. And that shift, I know you feel it, is happening all around you. And I just had to show that to you and prove that to you with the little clips that we have here. So now we're going to move into a different direction, a more actionable direction, if you will, in helping to align to this higher vision. What does it mean to align to this higher vision, you guys? And so moving into what I call the golden pyramid, we really have to clarify our purpose and really discover where you exist. How do you want to have impact? And how do you want to influence, whether it's corporate engagement? This is, I speak a lot to my business people. So do you want to influence our corporate engagement, our professional engagement, our entrepreneurial engagement, our nonprofit, our political, our governmental, whatever that looks like? Really, really discover where you want to exist in these dynamics, in these spaces. How do you want to have impact in your family, in your community? Okay? And then the next piece here is really around identifying the united path that guides us to our destination. That's your why. My why is this path, like that's identifying this path. For me, it's this spiritual path, my why. Why I do this? Because I want to be deeply connected to God in everything that I do. That's my why. And it looks ugly. I get criticized. I woke up just this morning to a nasty comment on my reel. And it's just like, all I'm trying to do is promote positivity, love, and peace and harmony. And then people are hurling insults at me, literally, first thing in the morning. And so I really have to anchor into my why. Erin, why is you doing this? Are you doing it to please other people? Are you doing it to be liked by other people? Are you doing it to have a lot of followers and be famous? I gotta ask myself these questions, oftentimes on a daily fucking basis, because I have to remember why I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? Why are you doing what you do? This has to be asked every single day. You have to ask yourself this every single day. And when you're able to clarify that why, when you're able to speak clearly to that why, then you can know where you are going. You have that path. You have that map. Where are you going? For me, I told you, to the mountaintop, for real. Like I'm okay out here for real. I'm going to the mountaintop. I want to see the highest dreams, the highest possibilities for myself, for my son, for my mother, for those that are aligned in me and the thinking that I think. I want us all to win. And I want us all to win with love. I want us all to win in harmonious spaces, like a community that's loving and supportive and safe. And so this is my destination. It's very simple. Eating healthy foods, moving our bodies, expressing ourselves creatively, looking each other in the eyes, showing affection, healthy intimacy, healthy love, not perversion, not control, not dominance. This is my destination. And so you really have to ask yourself these things. And, I have to pull up this Egyptian proverb, because when you start to know the world in yourself, let me read it as it is. Know the world in yourself. Never look for yourself in the world, for this would be to project your illusion. Essentially, you are you. And likely this world won't reflect that as of yet. That takes time. So in that time and space, you have to come back to you. You have to come back to self. And we're not here to project false realities, false illusions. We're here to be in our truth, speak our truth, and live in that truth. Okay? And when we're moving past that, I just want to continue to help you clarify sort of this work, really help to understand what is important to you, what is important to us. If you're in a family, you may want to do this as a team, or in a relationship, you want to ask collectively with your partner, what is important to us? What is important to me? This helps also to clarify that purpose. Additionally, what can I, or you and your partner, what can we be the best at in the world? Or your company, however you're doing this exercise. What can we be best at in the world? So first you want to find out what's important to you. What is important to you? And then what can you be the best at in the world? And I love this line of questioning because I've been saying it, but I can continue to reiterate what's important to me. Love, playfulness, having fun is important to me. Having a peaceful mind, having a peaceful state, having a peaceful home. Being able to have the resources I need to pay my bills and take care of my family without stressing me out. Being able to live and have loving relationships and friends and loved ones. Being able to eat good food. These things are important to me. And back to the questions, what is important to you? Then what can you be best at in the world? Okay, what can I be the best at in the world? Well, for me, it's actually demonstrating this love, embodying this love, teaching this love, and teaching all these things that I just spoke to. And literally, this is what I'm doing in my role as a great mentor, as a metaphysical master, as a teacher, as a guide, as a coach, all the terms. So we really want to be able to identify what is important to us, and then how we can utilize those things that are important to us to be the best at it in the world. I've literally traveled to Korea studying Tai Chi. I've traveled to India visiting temples. I've traveled across Europe, Latin America, Israel. I did the whole spiritual walk in Israel, the Jesus walk in Israel. I have traveled this world searching for, discovering my purpose, being activated by the grids, the energetic grids of this planet, the geomancy that I was speaking to. And so I am just really, really honored to be in this position that I'm in and doing exactly what I love, being exactly who I am. It took me a long time to get here. And there's no turning back. I can't go back to pretending. I can't go back to wearing a mask. I can't go back to believing lies, being controlled, being dominated. I can't go back to that because that's not who I am. I am a free, sovereign being. And I live in that truth. I embody that truth. And I live that, walk in it, talk in it, breathe in it. And so you have to have that same conviction and really writing out and answering these questions for yourself, getting clear about what it is that you want, being clear about where it is that you're trying to go, being clear about what's important to you, what's important to your partner, what's important to your family, what's important to your company, however you want to extract the questions. But all of these questions, all this entire process leads you more and further into that clarity, that clear state, so you can have a better vision for where you want to go, that destination. Okay. And so I want to now take us into like a soul visioning exercise where we can really anchor and integrate some of these teachings, some of the questions that you answer, some of the thoughts, maybe emotions, fears, things that might have come up for you in a way that's really, like grounding for you. So let's go ahead and just make the space, whether you are in your house, in your car, just stop everything, close your eyes, or get comfortable and start to breathe. Of course, you're already breathing, but notice your breath, okay? And I want you to take 3 intentional breaths with me. In through your nose and out through your nose. Very natural, okay? In through your nose and out through your nose. Last time, breathe in and out. You are safe, you are supported, and you are exactly where you need to be in this particular moment. Bring to mind all of the achievements, titles, and identities that you've accumulated. See them as golden trophies on a shelf in your mind. These accomplishments are so beautiful. They've served you very well. But today, we're going to make space for something new. Imagine yourself gently taking each trophy, one by one, and placing them in a golden chest. You're not throwing them away. You're simply setting them aside. Feel the lightness as you release the need to be defined by what you've done. With each trophy you place in the chest, whisper, "Thank you for serving me. I release you with love." Notice the spaciousness that emerges. This is your clean state, your clean slate. This is your fertile ground. Now place one hand on your heart and one hand on your lower belly. And breathe into this space, this new space that you've created, this clean slate. This is where your soul speaks. Ask yourself quietly, beyond everything I think I should want, beyond what would look impressive to others, what is my soul truly longing for? Don't think your way to the answer. Just simply listen. Feel into the space around your heart. What wants to emerge? It might be a feeling, an image, a knowing, or even a color, a texture. Whatever arises, welcome it without judgment. Your soul doesn't speak in business plans. It speaks in whispers and feelings and sudden knowings. Breathe into whatever you're feeling. Breathe into whatever you're sensing in your body. Trust what's coming through. Now, imagine a beam of golden light entering through the top of your head. This light carries the vision that's meant to express through you in this lifetime. It's not something you need to create or figure out. It's something that already exists, waiting to be received. Feel this light flowing down through your body, bringing with it images, sensations, or knowings about what wants to emerge through you. This vision might be completely different from anything you've ever done before. It might not even make sense. And that's perfect. Your job isn't to understand it. Your job is to receive it. See yourself living this vision. Feel how it feels in your body. Notice that this vision energizes you rather than depletes you. It feels inevitable rather than forced. It feels like coming home to yourself. What does this vision want to create in the world? How does it serve others? Feel into the ripple effect of this vision expressing fully through you. Now, feel how this vision connects to you as something larger than yourself. Your soul's vision is never just about you. It's about what the world needs that comes uniquely through you. Ask yourself, how does this vision serve the highest good? What healing or transformation does it bring to others? Feel the energy of this service flowing through you. This is what transforms a personal dream into a soul mission. This is what gives your vision staying power and meaning beyond your individual satisfaction. Now, place both hands on your heart and make this commitment. I am willing to be a vessel for this vision. I trust what wants to emerge through me, even when I don't understand it with my own mind. Now, take a deep breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Your soul has spoken. Your vision has been received. Trust what came through, even if it surprises you. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. You just need to stay open to what wants to unfold, okay? When you're ready, I want you to gently open your eyes and return to this space. Move your body, get back grounded into this space, and really carry this vision with you as a seed of possibility, okay? The vision that you received today is so real, and it's ready to begin expressing itself through you in perfect timing. Whew. So, you guys, obviously, I'm in tears. That was really powerful. And I really felt the truth in that in my own being. And so I highly encourage you all to take some time, either right now or later today, to journal about what you received today, what you experienced in this meditation, and sit with it and come back to it. And of course, come back to this podcast episode to replay this meditation if you need to. Of course, our visions become more clear as we anchor into them. Our visions become more clear as we breathe into them. We create that space for them. We have to create more and more space for that vision to really manifest itself through us. And so, wow, you guys, that was really awesome. And, I want nothing more than to see you win. I want nothing more than to see this world evolve, to see people happier, healthier, and more harmonious. This is why my soul came into this body to do this work. I am going to do my part and show up for you guys every week, as long as I can, as long as it's enjoyable for me, or show up for you guys through the medium that most is, effective, efficient in communicating this here message. Okay? So I hope you feel the truth in that. I hope you feel the authenticity in that from me, because it is a gift to be here with you. And with that, I just want you all to continue to support. Follow me at I am Erin Patton. If you want to tap in with me, get more information about mentorship with me, opportunities to really learn and grow your soul, your capacity, your business, your physical health, all the things, tap in with me at erinpatten.com, www.erinpatten.com, ERINPATTEN.com. And I have so many resources there, and I have a contact information there for you to tap in with me, or you can just DM me across social media. And again, with that, I just thank you for this time. I'm just really feeling the sensations of that meditation and the power that it's creating, the ripple effect that it's creating throughout the world. And I look forward to being with you all in our next episode of the Meta Business Millennial Podcast. Much love and light. Peace. Did you really love this episode of the Meta Business Millennial Podcast? Well, I am honored, and I appreciate you subscribing, leaving a review, and sharing it with your friends, because your feedback allows us to co-create more enlightened conversations. And if you're interested in growing your soul now, head over to my website, erinpatten.com, to find all the show notes, links, and free resources to get your energy activated today. In the meantime, stay bright, my friends. Much love and light. Peace.